So Betsy, can you tell us why you chose EMS as a profession?
So back in 2008, I was working in an office job. It was completely unfulfilling. I was bored. I'd already had my associate's degree, but I just felt like I wanted to do more for the community. So just on a whim, I signed up for the EMT class through CCBC and got my EMT in 2009 in the springtime. And I begun to volunteer. And once I got bit by that EMS bug, I wanted to just keep going with it. So I continued. I applied and got into the paramedic program. I got my intermediate first in 2010, and then graduated from the paramedic program in 2011, and then just kind of hit the ground running from there.
Mm-hmm. Where can you describe your career arc since you've left the CCBC Emergency Medical Technology Program?
So once I graduated, throughout school, I did volunteer, and I worked for several commercial ambulance companies just as an EMT and as an intermediate. So that was a great experience as far as learning to like move patients, as far as like good bedside manner. You get really good at patient assessments because you're required to do the assessments, but it's not so much in a 911 setting, so it's like less of a stressful time. So you get really, really good with that. So I was really comfortable with like geriatric patients, chronically ill patients. Once I graduated and got my paramedic, I immediately applied for Baltimore City Fire Department and got hired. So from there, I went from just BLS calls and nursing home calls on to running 911 EMS calls with the fire department and running 2,000 calls a year. Since then, I worked there for 5 years just as medic only. So I, on a whim, applied for BWI Fire and Rescue and got hired as a firefighter paramedic. So now I'm also a paramedic, but I also get to fight fire.
That's good. Do you enjoy your work at BWI?
I do. I find it very rewarding. But you still do get to have a positive impact on people's lives every day. You get to deal with people you otherwise wouldn't deal with because they're coming in and out of the country and out of the states. Like you wouldn't normally deal with these people on a day-to-day basis. So it's pretty interesting.
What are some of the things that you find are the positive aspects about being a paramedic, about being a pre-hospital provider?
So one thing I've always found, even since my EMT days, was every single call, no matter what, like you have the opportunity to have a positive impact on that person's life that day. So it could be, they're having the worst day of their life. They've just had a terrible car wreck, and you're just doing your job. But they can look back and say, "Oh, this person was kind to me in my time of distress." Or it could just be someone was lost, and you're a friendly paramedic in an ambulance, and they flag you down and ask for directions, and you help them, and it's good customer service. But at some point, every interaction you have with someone, you can have a positive impact on their day.
That's good. What we know that the job is stressful. We know that we don't have those kinds of positive things happen to us every day. What are some of the negative aspects about being a paramedic?
So, getting into it, you kind of go into it with the mindset you will see and experience some unimaginably terrible things. You will. There's no getting around it. But with that, it's like every bad call you do run, there's at least 50 good calls that you will have. So you kind of have to try to just keep that balance and keep a positive outlook on it. You will absolutely see terrible, terrible things. There are terrible things that happen in this world. Bad things happen to good people every day. But one good thing about being in the position I'm in as a paramedic, I can, again, have a positive impact on that. Whether, if it's someone, you can't save them all. Say you have a cardiac arrest and you might not get them back to where they can like fully function and walk out of that hospital, but at least maybe you buy them a few more minutes where their family can say goodbye to them.
What would you tell our viewers are some of the reasons why you would recommend becoming a pre-hospital provider, and especially coming to the Community College of Baltimore County Emergency Medical Technology Program?
Well, CCBC definitely prepares you in the intellectual aspect. As far as becoming an EMS provider, whether you're an EMT or go all the way and become a paramedic, you are committing yourself to a lifetime of being a student. So CCBC definitely fully prepares you to have those good habits of being a good student, and you get that college foundation behind it. I love that, this job is ever changing, it's dynamic. You have to learn something new pretty much every day. At no point will you see it all. You're going to see a lot and do a lot, but at no point are you going to be like, okay, I've seen it all, I've done it all, like, that's it for me. Like, it's always going to change, and you're always going to be learning every single day. As far as the field with, like, EMS and fire, there's definitely a brother and a sisterhood. You have, like, a great support system just, like, among your peers. It's a fantastic job to have. Even just volunteering, as a volunteer, you still have that brotherhood and sisterhood.